Hey, good evening. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6th Annual Northern Roots Festival Evening Concert. Show me the love. Come on, folks. So one of the many things that Pam Lyerly from the BMC does for us, and I'll mention some of those things that she does later, but one thing is that she sets up this beautiful photo display for us just out by that CD table. And if you didn't notice it earlier in the evening, just in the break, have a look, because I always love perusing those photographs. They're photographs from the past 5 years of the festival. And it's just such a wonderful thing for me to kind of like look at some of those moments from our past years and just see like how much incredible music the festival has had and what a great tradition we've built. So thank you all for coming and supporting the festival today. Once again, we've had a lovely day of teaching workshops and jam sessions and performance sessions. And I'll be unabashed. I'll tell you one of my favorite moments from the day. That was the youth showcase here this afternoon. That was like a showcase of 5 up-and-coming either solo players or duos or trios. And it's just so heartening and exciting to see these young players playing just an amazingly high level of music. And to also see them, of course, jumping in at the sessions at McNeil's and in the workshops. So that's one of the very wonderful parts of the festival is to see our young people and young people coming from outside the community to enjoy the festival also. So we're very, very excited about that. I want to say just a couple of words of thank you to some of the many, many people who help prepare for the festival. And some of those primary people are people who come to the Northern Roots committee meetings. And those people are Corey DeMario, Lissa Schneckenberger, Amanda Whitman, Becky Tracy, Mary Lee, Rebecca Lay, Roger Kale, and one more person that I'll mention later. Mr. Taff, who's now in Australia, so he couldn't be here. But anyway, a big round of applause, please, for the Northern Roots Committee. Sometimes part of the community, but also playing a much, much bigger role in the organization of the festival are some of the BMC staff, and as I mentioned earlier, particularly Pam Lyerly, who is up for a Northern Roots Sainthood nomination for the incredible work that she does. Everything from designing the graphics and the displays, and just so many things, aspects of the festival that really couldn't happen without her work. Can we just show a round of applause for Pam Lyerly? Of course, we're also very, very grateful to all the musicians who come out and perform and teach at the festival throughout the day and the evening, all of whom come to the festival without remuneration. So we're very grateful to them for that and their contribution to the BMC towards our scholarship fund. So another way for you to help support some of those performers is to peruse the recording table and pick up some of their recordings. So I feel very grateful for all of these people. I feel very grateful and excited about the performers coming onto the stage tonight. And you're going to get to get an introduction on some of these acts from a series of local musicians who will introduce each act as it comes up. And so I will call to the stage to introduce the first act, Lissa Schneckenberger.
Hi. It is my pleasure more and more these days to have the opportunity to introduce musicians who I knew from a young age, who have developed their talents over the years and turned into fabulous, fine, inspiring musicians. And the first act tonight is no exception. Eric is a multi-instrumentalist who's been a member of a number of bands, including Cantrip, which some of you probably have heard. And Katie is a beautiful fiddler and exquisitely dressed fiddler as well, who has a new CD out, which she has here in the lobby tonight. It's called Flourish. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. Please make welcome Katie McNally and Eric McDonald.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Eric and I are coming at you from the Scottish tradition. That first tune was an old Strathspey called The Walking of the Fald. It's about taking care of your sheep or something, I guess. And it's a Strathspey, which is a type of tune, I explained in my workshop earlier today, a type of tune that's indigenous to Scotland and only happens in Scottish music. You might have reels and jigs in Irish music or Quebecois music, but Strathspeys only come up in Scottish music, so I thought I'd give you a taste of that. And we followed that with a reel I wrote for my grandmother called Lillian's. Next, we're going to play two more old Scottish tunes, two reels. The first one is called The Farmer's Daughter, and I learned this one from an old recording of a Cape Breton fiddle player named Winston Scotty Fitzgerald. Yeah. And then the second one is called The Glen Where the Deer Is. It has a Gaelic name, but I'm not going to subject you to that this evening. And it's a pipe tune. It was written for bagpipes, and I learned that out of from another Cape Breton fiddle player, the repertoire of Jerry Holland.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are too kind. I would like to thank everyone here at Northern Roots for inviting us out to this festival. It's been an absolute pleasure. I had a great time teaching workshops and playing in sessions today. And I also thought it was wonderful to see all the amazing youth here, as well as, for me, all the great mentors that are here. So it was a real privilege for me to be here to play, and I think Katie feels the same. We're very excited to be here playing for you right now. We're going to do one more for you. We're going to do a set of jigs. The first one is a jig that I wrote called the Careful Jig. And then the next one is a contemporary jig called Ronan the Librarian, and Katie is going to have to remind me of the composer of that one.
The composer is Gregor Borland, who's a Scottish fiddle player.
So we have some CDs out in the front if you do choose to take us home with you. And please look forward to the rest of the show. It's going to be wonderful. It'll be great. Thanks. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Hold on. That would have been bad news for all of you. All right, let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi there. I'm Becky Tracy, and I am so delighted to introduce an old friend of mine to the stage. Ellen and I lived in the same area of Connecticut 20 years ago. I was in a band with her. I was a very lucky girl. Ellen is a beautiful piano player and multi-instrumentalist. She plays concertina and mandolin and guitar and has a wealth of songs. So those years ago, lucky me, I was in the band with her, but also once in a while she would pull out a song, and it was always with rapt attention because it was just always so beautiful. So it is my pleasure to now be able to introduce her to this stage. Please welcome my friend Ellen Cohn.
Thank you very much, Becky, and I also want to thank Keith for being responsible actually for strong-arming me into accepting this invitation, which at first I was a little hesitant to do. I didn't know anything about this festival. I didn't even know that you had it, but I've got to say that I have had the most wonderful day today here, and I am so impressed with the wealth of music in this community, and that pub sing was one of the most remarkable things I've been to in a long time. I'm not sure you know how lucky you are to be living here. Maybe you all do. Anyway, it seems to me that Becky moved up here 20 years ago. There's still time for me to migrate. Sorry? Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, okay, look, in honor of the business that this is Northern Roots, I'm going to sing songs from Canada tonight. Our neighbors to the north. One morning in May, 12 young ladies walked out for to play. A regiment of soldiers they chanced to pass by, and on one of those ladies the drummer cast an eye. And it's all kind fortune, says this little drummer to his comrades. One of those ladies my heart she has won, says one of those ladies my heart she has won. And if she denies me I'm surely undone, 'twould be all hard fortune. Early next morning this drummer rose, dressed himself up in his best suit of clothes, with his watch in his fob and his sword in his hand. And it's off to the ladies all on the sea strand, and it's all kind fortune. He took off his hat and he made a long bow. Miss, I ask pardon for making so free. Dear honorable lady, my heart you have won. And if you deny me, I'm surely undone. 'Twould be all hard fortune. You silly little drummer, oh, what do you mean? My father is a captain of honor and fame, and I am his daughter dear unto thee. Do you think I would bind myself to slavery? 'Twould be all card fortune. My soul shall go quickly to heaven or hell. For my innocent blood will I spill, and it's with my long sword I will strike, and I'll cut down the innocent threads of my life. 'Twould be all hard fortune. Come back, little drummer, I'm here at your will. 'Tis a pity your innocent blood for to spill. I'll saddle my horse and to Plymouth we'll go, and it's there we'll get married in spite of the foe, and it's all kind fortune. And when we are married and all's past and done, what can they say but we followed the drum, and it's all kind fortune. Thank you very much. I did a little workshop this afternoon, Songs of Trades and Professions. I love little songs that just give you a slice of life, tell you how somebody did something, what they thought about. Sang a song about a guy who made sauerkraut. I sang a song about a shoemaker, a broom seller, all kinds of things. This is one of my all-time favorite songs. You know, when Keith first asked me to come, he said, "What could you do?" And I said, "Well, I'll tell you honestly, what I would love to do is a workshop called Songs in Which Nothing Happens." There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. So I changed the title of the workshop, but in fact, many of the songs I've been singing are songs in which not a whole lot happens. This, I guess, is not a great deal. In fact, a great deal happens in this song. So let me just explain some of the allusions. This is a song from Newfoundland, and it goes through every verse, just a little local song that talks about all the different things that the guys do just to get by, just to make a living. They go fishing, they catch squid. Anybody here, I can't see because of all these lights. Anybody here ever caught squid? Yeah. Well, okay, I don't know, I can't see hands if you are raising them, but I, I've actually caught squid, and the amusing thing, which is mentioned in the song, the funny thing about when a squid comes up on your line is that they squirt, squid squirts ink into the air as you're pulling it up, because that's its defense. It doesn't want to be caught. And so in this song, it says, "See them chew beaver and squirt it up high." Beaver was a kind of chewing tobacco in that part of the world. And the only other thing, the title of this song is "Fish and Bruce." That's a local delicacy in Newfoundland. It's a combination of salt cod and hard tack mushed together. People who've eaten it swear to me that it's the nectar of the gods. Oh, dear me. I went fishing last summer with old Danny Clark, went hauling the trawl lines from daylight till dark. Got out there at daybreak, spent most of the day, came back in the evening to salt it away. The punt over yonder is old Billy Green's. He is as good a fisherman as two is between. He has a new radio and he gets all the news, but he can't stow a hogshead of good fish and brews. When the fishing is done, we'll go on the squid grounds. In a few minutes our jiggers are down. Now see them chew beaver and squirt it up high. Lay back on the game board and laugh till you die. The fisherman's wife, she hasn't much ease. She's out on the stage in slops to her knees. She spends her days weeding with the hot sun overhead. What splendid fine women our island is bred. When the spring comes around, we'll go cutting spruce. We may make enough to have fish and brews. If the cutting is bad, then we'll go in the hole. There's no other redemption but go on the dole. So several years ago, a friend of mine named Stuart Frank, who some of you may know, who's a singer and a scholar of sea music, decided to put together a whole compilation of pirate songs. And he then wanted to do a recording of a lot of them, he and his wife Mary Malloy, and they asked a couple of their friends to contribute a couple of songs. And I gave Stuart 2 songs for this project. The first of them was a song written by Benjamin Franklin when he was 13 years old. It's a ballad about the taking of Blackbeard, the pirate, or Teach the pirate. When Franklin was 13, this was around 1711, 1720, something like that, it was big news that this dastardly pirate who had been harassing the coastline was finally captured and killed by a guy named Lieutenant Maynard. And so this was in the newspapers, and Franklin read the newspaper account and put it into verse. He was very pleased with himself. And then his father, reading this and other bits of poetry that he had written, advised him basically to not give up his day job. And it's a lovely ballad, very much the product of a 13-year-old, it seems to me. The best line: will you hear of a bloody battle lately fought upon the seas? It will make your ears to rattle and your admiration cease. Have you heard of Teach the Rover and his knavery on the main? How of gold he was a lover, how he loved ill-gotten gain. And then it goes on from there, but by far the best line in the song, which I've just got to tell you, it may be one of the best lines ever, is when Maynard and Teach finally encounter one another in hand-to-hand combat. This is the moment. And Franklin says, in terms of Maynard going against Teach, with his sword he cut him shorter, losing his head he then did die. Losing his head, he then did die. So that was one song, and here's the other song I gave to Stuart. From the singing of a really wonderful singer, I believe from Ontario, named O.J. Abbott, who sang it a cappella and just did it great, but I do it this way. You inhabitants of Ireland that's bound to cross the sea, join with Captain Colsteen, that hero brave and free. Join with Captain Colsteen, that hero brave and bold, who fought his way all on the sea and never was controlled. Can you hear the guitar? Thank you. From the 11th to the 21st, we plowed the raging sea. 10 long days of merriment bound to America. The merriment been over and going to bed at night, our captain looked all around the deck to see if all was right. Oh, don't go down, our captain cried, this is no time for sleep, or in less than half an hour we'll be slumbering in the deep. A pirate ship is a-coming up from the wide western sea to rob us of our property bound to America. The pirate ship come up to us and bid us for to stand. Your gold and precious loading this moment I demand. Your gold and precious loading this day consigned to me, or not a soul will you ever bring into America. Then up steps Captain Colsteen, that hero brave and bold. It's in the deep we all shall sleep before we'll be controlled. It's then the battle it began, the blood and streams did flow. Undaunted was our passengers till the pirate was overthrown. There was a lady on the ship, her true love by her side. With courage bold she fought her way along the bulwark side, saying, "Don't you fret, my bonny lad, we'll shortly end the strife." And with a pistol ball she took the pirate captain's life. Out cried the women and children as in the hold they lay. Our captain and our passengers, we showed them Irish play. The pirate ship surrendered all at the break of day, and we marched them in as prisoners into America. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure for me to be here. I'm just going to end with one very short little song. Again, one of my current favorites. Probably have to put it up a little bit. Goodbye, my lovely honey. 10,000 times adieu. I'm going away tomorrow morning once more to part with you. Once more to part with you, dear girl. You're the one I do adore. But still I live in hopes to see you in Newfoundland once more. And now we're on the ocean, you can see us drawing near. The night is dark, and now we're on the ocean, and you are far behind. Kind letters I will write to you of the secrets of my mind. There's a heavy storm arising, you can see it drawing near. The night is dark and stormy too, and our hearts are full of fear. Our good ship, she is tossed about, and the rigging it is tore. But still I live in hopes to see you in Newfoundland once more. And now we're safely landed, and we are safe on shore. We'll drink success to those we love and the girls we do adore. We'll drink strong ale and brandy too, and we'll make those taverns roar. And when our money it is all gone, we will go and work for more. Goodbye, my lovely honey, 10,000 times adieu. I'm going far away to leave you, once more to part with you. Once more to part with you, dear girl. You're the one I do adore. But still I live in hopes to see you in Newfoundland once more. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. Announcing the next act. I moved into this area. My name is Mary Lee, and I'm part of the committee. I came into this area in the 70s in the Connecticut Valley down in Leverett, and one of the first groups that I got to hear was Applejack in mid-late 70s. Some of you probably remember the group. And Laurie Indenbaum was a part of that, and I remember sitting on the stage up in Marlborough College when they played for the Marlborough Ale, and trying my fiddle, playing along with them. And she was, and I think of Andy Davis as being part of the revival of this of dancing, this conference square dancing. I mean, it was always going on, but it really came back with a big flood in the 70s and from then on. And both Andy Davis and Laurie Indenbaum have been a part of that. And this next group includes the two of them, plus Arthur Davis, the son. And everybody says Arthur Davis. Aw, we love Arthur. So come welcome them, and they'll hear you clapping and will come surging out. Thank you.
Thanks. Whoever that was.
Work with that.
We're in tune. I'm not. Is that? Yeah. All right.
So we just had a little sandwich made out of marches. There was a French-Canadian march at the beginning and the end, and the March of St. Timothy, written by Judy Morningstar of Michigan, sandwiched in the middle there. These are all dance tunes. As Mary mentioned, Laurie and I have been friends playing for this music more than 30 years. We've done the math. We don't like it, but we've done it. Okay. And in 1992, Arthur was born to my wife Robin and I. And about 10 years later, he started playing in a contra dance band for young people. And then I think about 5 years ago, he started playing gigs with Laurie and I. And we are sometimes known as Hidden Drive. You've seen some of our advertising along the roadsides. Okay, Hidden Drive. All right. So now we're going to play some jigs, one of the other great rhythms of New England dance music. So a couple of French-Canadian jigs.
The last one written by him.
Yeah, I wrote the last one for the Governor's Institute, the Arts up in Castleton. It's called the Castleton Jig. That'll be the third and last one in the set. Okay, all set? It's amazing Laurie will put up with this, sitting between two accordions.
We do have a permit, if anyone is wondering. It's in the back.
It is. Robin, Laurie here arrived this morning with this permit that she found online. It's all properly signed. And
well, you know, there's air pollution standards.
It's important.
Anyway, so if you need to see it, we can show
Yes,
it to you later.
it's in there.
So we're going to play a couple of waltzes. The first one is an amazing coincidence. It's called Laurie's Waltz. It was written by Bob McQuillan, and Laurie has just assisted Bob in putting together his big book of waltzes. And he took all the waltzes, over 130 waltzes.
162.
162, and put them in a single book. And one of the last ones in the book,
Well,
they're alphabetical.
they're alphabetical.
But in there is Laurie's Waltz. So we'll start with Laurie's Waltz, and then we're going to go into a Quebecois waltz called Valse du Péril, which I think means the waltz of peril. Are we ready? You start. We're going to finish up with a set of reels. Reels are kind of like the meat and potatoes of playing at dances. You always got to get back to reels. So 3 favorite reels. The first and the last, French-Canadian. This is kind of a pattern. And the one in the middle, kind of an American piece called Ice on the Pond. All right. Are we ready? first one is the Old Mill, Le Vieux Moulin. Ready? Yes, relax.
Thank you, Andy, Laurie, Arthur. Great stuff. So we're going to move on into the second set, and I'm going to call upon a gentleman that you've seen very recently. To introduce our first act of the second set, I'm going to call up Mr. Andy Davis.
All right. Well, this is kind of an honor. You're in for a treat. Our next performer is from just down the road in Montague, Massachusetts. Yes, there's a fan here. This person could be described in many different ways, and I know you know who it is because it's in the program and he's mentioned there. He's a dance caller. We've all danced, most of us, to his calling. He's an amazing fiddler, accompanist. He's a composer of classic, memorable contradances and tunes. He's an author. I've read some books that he wrote, or at least one that he wrote. He's a traveler, fine teller of jokes. He's a great teacher. But beyond all of those things, I really think of Dave Kaner this way. He is one of the most encouraging and generous mentors of people with traditional music and dance. He's traveled all over this country, encouraging people everywhere to dance with a good spirit, play this music from their heart. Please give a warm welcome to David Kaner.
So the first, we've been talking a lot about Applejack and the old days of contra dancing and square dancing around this area. And one person who a lot of people, recent arrivals on the music and dance scenes didn't experience, but I'm very fortunate I got to experience, was Richard Blase. And that first tune I wrote in my car after a dawn dance where Richard had done his usual help everybody with everything all night and play with everybody all night routines. And so I called it Richard's Jig. And the second tune was composed by a great young fiddler and doctoral candidate in physics named Andrea Katz, and it's in the key of A, and the title is A Jig. And the third was a tune I wrote for one of my neighbors who, against her doctor's orders and everybody else's advice, ran in our village road race, which we have every August. And she, not only did she finish, but she finished in fine style. And it was really instructive for me. I go around, everybody who knows me has heard me complaining about my knees and, the pains of being old and rickety. And she was running with a really, really dangerous heart condition and triumphed. And, it was sort of instructive for me. Sometimes I try to remember to just shut up and deal because she was really great. And so I wrote that tune for her. So anyway, the next thing I think is happening is that Becky Tracy is going to turn up here, and we're going to do a duet. There's this little village in Sweden called Bingsjö, and I'm one of the few American aficionados of Swedish music who can pronounce that. It used to be just a little village at a crossroad of dirt roads, and they had they have a very long fiddle tradition, and there was this really great fiddler in, I think, the late 19th century named Pekos Per, who was just a legendary player, and one of his best students went on to be another legendary player, and one of his best, but he moved to Stockholm, but he kept the Bingsjö style in his playing, and he had a student in Stockholm named Viksta Lasse, who composed a bunch of tunes, all for somebody named Eklunda. And this is Eklunda's Polska number something. And if you want to try to, people hear these things and say, oh, sounds foreign. Well, it is foreign. So let's get that over with. But if you want to try tapping on beats 1 and 3, they don't actually do that there, but not in Bingsjö. In Bingsjö, they tap on every beat. Should we do a quick tune? Sounds a little bit like an accordion, but... All right, we got to do this 3 times through.
Okay.
So I'll play harmony all the time.
Whenever you want to.
Okay. And so now to completely surround myself with my fiddle heroes, Lissa Schneckenberger, where are you? The first time that I played with Lissa was over half her lifetime ago. It was not a quarter of my lifetime ago. But,
You still doing the math?
no, I just had this. So I didn't come by any of this naturally. I was raised up in this very musical family that did a lot of harmony singing, and they sang every night while they did dishes and stuff. They had these big parties on the weekends. And every time that Lissa and I play together, I talk about this, and I always sing the same song. And one time Lissa observed to the audience that we had, whenever we did this, I went into this long spiel about my family, and then I always sang the same song. So I want to really quickly sing a different song. Ooh. It's... They made up songs, they made up ditties. They didn't have the usual requirement that a song have a million verses and a chorus. They would just sort of put barbershop harmonies on just about anything. So, just, hey, not bad. Just down the lane, over the hill, under the old apple tree, clock striking 9, stars brightly shine. Someone is waiting for me. There. You've heard. Now she's heard too. So we're going to play Money Musk, which a lot of the old dancers call the Money Musk. They don't say, you want to dance Money Musk with me. They say, do you want to dance the Money Musk with me? So how many times are we going to play this?
Probably 200?
Yeah. And then we're going to get out of here because there's a really cool group coming up after this.
Some of them are shorter than me. Their claim to fame. Okay.
All right, so let's play it in sort of unison once.
Okay.
Just, I mean, it's. Yeah. I like to prove to people that I actually can play the melody.
All right, happily stand here for a second. Since 2007, musicians of all ages and experience levels have been coming to the Brattleboro Music Center to learn the tunes and the techniques that are associated with the Celtic musical traditions. The lessons and sessions and classes that are taking place now and are open to anyone, if there are any closet musicians out there, or perhaps you've been wondering what that instrument in the closet was, now's the chance to take it out and try it. Classes and sessions that happen now and through the spring will give way in the summer to two programs in particular that have become integral to what we do with our traditional music program. One is the Northern Roots Weekend, which is a chance to do workshops and sessions of the type we've had all day today for an entire weekend. That's one event. And the other is a week-long traditional arts camp for youngsters and youth. And many of the folks in this next group have participated in one or more of those programs. And inspired and mentored by Becky Tracy and Keith Murphy, I'd like you to welcome, please, the Brattleboro Music Center Celtic Youth Group.
We're going to start off with a song called Heather on the Moor, going into a reel by the name of Stenson's. So, here we go.
So our next set of tunes is going to be a jig, Banish Misfortune, into a reel called The Merry Blacksmith. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Are you having a good night? Great. I'm Corey DeMario. I'm a musician here in town. I'm also on the Northern Roots Committee. And so I'm here to introduce the next and final act of the evening. And I think 3 years ago, Keith Murphy, who's sort of the de facto artistic director of Northern Roots, had this idea that, that there wasn't quite enough collaboration amongst all the great musicians that live here in town. Like, we all are off to, on tour and playing a lot, and we know each other, but he wanted more sort of cross-fertilization. So he concocted this idea to force us to collaborate. And this is the third time it's happened. And in traditional music circles, they often refer, those of you who don't know, they shorten it. They just say it's trad music. And so the play on words is Traddleboro. And this year's contestants are Keith Murphy, Lissa Schneckenberger, Dan Houghton, and Charity Houghton. Please make them welcome.
Thanks very much. Good? I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Bell and the Tradettes. Thanks very much. So that was, I guess the first one counts as a hornpipe, sort of, and 2 reels by the late, great Gordon Duncan. First one is called Jock Broon's 70th birthday, which Gordon undoubtedly composed for Jock Broon's 70th birthday. Second was a tune called Pressed for Time, which, as far as I can tell from a certain amount of experimentation and pitch shifting with GarageBand, is Gordon Duncan's version of Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be by AC/DC. And finished off with a tune called The Ramany Ceilidh. So, I'll play a couple of Strathspeys now. Strathspeys are a kind of reel from Scotland. They're kind of... There was a part of Scotland that got a whole sort of overdose of ultraviolet radiation during the Great Solar Flare of 1584, and all their reels kind of got lumpy and four-beated, and those were the Strathspeys. That's how they came to be.
Education is a big part of the Northern Roots Festival, so we like to share these historical details with you. Thank you, Dan.
Sure. So we'll play a few of those. First one is called The Yow with the Crooked Horn, or Habandic na Cudacuda. And then we'll play a tune called Lord Seaforth, I think. And then the Scottish version of Monymusk, which you heard earlier on, which curiously enough in Gaelic means the kind of, it means like the stinking bog, a Monymusk. And we'll finish off with a tune by Jerry Holland called Mutt's Favourite. Thanks very much. So, thank you. I would like to now invite onto the stage my very lovely and talented wife, Charity Houghton. If she's back there. Ah, yes, here we go. So we're gonna give you a wee bit of a sort of Scottish Appalachian fusion, or possibly reunification, depending on how you look at it. There's a good friend of mine stays up in Moncton, by the name of Tim Cummings. He's a great piper, and he came up with a setting for this tune, "Wayfaring Stranger," which sounded really cool and kind of minory and creepy, and I love that sort of thing. And then I was thinking about it, and it suddenly dawned on me that it's actually basically the same tune as that of a Gaelic song from Glenlyon in central Scotland, a tune called "MacGregor Aruro," which kind of dates from the early 17th century when the MacGregors were falling into the bad graces of the Campbells and getting orders of fire and sword issued against them. So we decided to just kind of take these two things and stick them together and see how it came out. And this is what it is. Okay.
I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to meet my Father. He said he'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going beauteous fields, they lie before me, where the redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to meet my mother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I'm going there to meet my Savior. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna pull out the cast of thousands for our grand finale. Shy. Once again, thanks to the New England Youth Theater for hosting us here today. It's a beautiful place for us to hold our event. Thank you very much to all those guys for. Thank you. Thanks to the BMC for their ongoing incredible support for our traditional music program in general, but specifically for the Northern Roots Festival. Thank you, BMC. And a big thank you to all our volunteers who worked throughout the day, many jobs, and our performers and teachers, Tony here, all the performers you see on stage, the rest of our daytime performers. So we're going to sing our favorite closing song here for the festival. If you don't know it, you'll learn the chorus soon. Please join in when you got it. Call all hands to man the capstan. See the cables running clear. Heave away and with a will, boys. For New England we will steer. Everybody. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee.
Round Cape Horn on a winter's morning, now among the ice and snow, you will hear our shellback singing, she'd around, boys, let her go.
Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee.
High aloft amid the rigging blows a wild and whistling gale, like a monsoon in the springtime, filling out each well-known sail.
Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea,
thousand miles behind us, many thousand miles before. Ocean, lift your winds to bring us to that well-remembered shore. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee.
And we'll sing in joyful chorus through the watches of the night. We'll sight the shore of old New England when the dawn brings in the light.